What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the all-new 2025 6th generation Toyota 4Runner. This one is a TRD Off Road with the iForce Max engine finished off in cutting edge. MSRP is around 53 grand, however, with a couple dealer add-ons, this specific spec is $58,000. Big shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this off-roader for today's video. Check their website linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Toyota 4Runner, you're going to get the 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged hybrid engine. This makes 326 horsepower with 465 pound-feet of torque. Has an 8-speed automatic transmission, a part-time 4-wheel drive system, and then curb weight is around 5,200 pounds. Max towing capacity is 6,000 pounds. We get a 19-gallon fuel tank, and you're looking at 23 miles per gallon in the city with 24 out on the highway. The overall length is 194.9 inches with a wheelbase at 112.2. Width is 78 inches with height at 73.6 inches. Taking a look at the exterior styling with the all-new 6th generation 4Runner, you can tell a lot of the similarities with the previous gen, however, it's been updated quite nicely. You have a nice set of dark housings for the LED headlights. You do still get a halogen bulb for that turn signal. Got a pretty layered look for the front end with the upper grille, all finished in black with a blacked out Toyota badge. And then I like the silver trim throughout it. You're gonna see a nice set of LED fog lights, more openings throughout the center. You can also see a safety sensor and then parking sensors throughout it. This one has some plastic trim all throughout it with a massive front air dam, metal recovery hooks as well, and overall a pretty cool front end design. Even the side fender flares bulge outward just to help give it a more aggressive style. Along the hood, you have some sharp body lines cutting towards the windshield, iForce Max badge as well, which is what Toyota names their hybrid engine. And then moving to the side profile, we get a really nice set of TRD wheels finished in a two-tone design wrapped in an upgraded set of Nitto grappler tires. These are 18-inch wheels, and you can see a nice look at those fender flares with the bulges throughout the bodywork as well. At the side profile, this one has a set of plastic running boards, some nice trim throughout the doors, plastic material for the grab handles as well as the mirror caps. Got your LED turn signal and then all black trim throughout the windows. You can see the TRD Off Road logo finish off in the blacked out design, and I love how these third windows curve upwards. Black roof rails as well as the roof racks up on top, and the overall side profile is very similar to what we've seen on the previous gen 4Runners, so very similar overall, just nicely up to date with a more bold style. At the back, we have a cool design for these three-dimensional taillights with a red and black housing. You still get your power sliding rear glass. Wiper blade is hidden up above with a third brake light, and then Toyota is written out throughout this trim piece. Got a blacked out 4Runner badge with your iForce Max badge, and then all your parking sensors throughout the rear bumper. You have a recovery hook, all of your trailer hitch connections, tucked away exhaust tip, and then even reflectors finishing it up. Overall, it's a pretty cool style. Really can't complain with a nice updated look. For the key fob, we're gonna get lock, unlock, panic, and then just a black plastic key fob overall. If I go ahead and lock the car, you can see the lights flash and everything lock. You can just grab the handle, it will automatically unlock, and we can check out this interior. So this is the standard 4Runner. You're gonna get the fabric interior with a nice two-tone look. Along the door panel, finished off in the black plastic. You're just gonna get harder materials throughout it. We have our plastic release handle, all of your window and mirror controls, nice grab handle with some texture, and a padded armrest. TRD name written out, and then a little bit of storage throughout the door pocket, and then all manual controls on the seats. We have our recline up and down. You do have your lumbar support, and then the bar for forwards and backwards movement. The fabric is pretty nice looking overall. Got a durable texture to it with the two-tone, nice size bolsters to it as well, a little bit of contrast stitching. And we have black leather for the steering wheel with some perforations, some faux stitching as well, and some dark plastic accents. Now moving on to the interior with the all-new 2025 4Runner, keeping my foot on the brake. We got that TRD start button. We can fire it up. The electronics as well as that engine will turn on. Got your Toyota badge right in the center. A couple controls on the left side along with Bluetooth and audio controls, and then we get cruise control on the right. For the center infotainment screen, you can scroll left and right and configure it a little bit, seeing more information throughout everything. Of course, you have your basic vitals. Holding down the OK icon, you can now scroll up and down through each screen. You can go to the left side as well, make all of your adjustments, and then same thing over on the right side. So nice screen overall, pretty simple. The engine actually just shut off, given this is a hybrid. We have the stock on the right side for windshield wipers, and then the left side is for all your turn signals and headlights. There's going to be a couple extra auxiliaries. We have our traction control, automatic high beams. You can adjust your headlights as well. Interior dimming, fuel cap, some gray trim with your air vent. Just some hard plastic up above. You got a speaker integrated, and then there is a little bit of a storage cubby up here as well. So this one has the basic screen, so a little bit smaller than the larger one. You're still going to get all the exact same controls, full screen nav once you set it up, audio controls, we have phone integration, and a couple settings within the car as well. So overall, it's pretty simple, everything you've seen on all the Toyotas. Reverse camera has nice HD graphics, and you can configure the view just a little bit. You're going to see 2 air vents down below, and then a small screen for all the controls. We have our single zone temperature, fan speed, heated seats, all of your different modes down below, and then we have our heated steering wheel. There's a little bit of storage over on this right side, and then we get a wireless phone charging pad with some storage. There's plugs in here as well, and then we have a nice grab handle for the passenger. Got the TRD name on the shift knob, and then our automatic hold as well as a parking brake. And then for the 4-wheel drive system, we have the 2-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. There's gonna be drive modes you can toggle, multi-terrain select, downhill assist with crawl control, and then we have a tow and haul mode. For the street, you're gonna get these 3 modes, which is a nice touch. And then once you're in 4-wheel drive low, you can play with all the different off-road modes. We have a locking rear differential, cup holders in the center, some rubber padding, and then opening that up, a nice small cubby. Glove box on the right side is lockable, and you have a really large box in here. And then one last look at the new interior. Again, this is more of a base model interior. If you get the premium, you'll get the larger screen, of course, the soft tech seating, and then a couple extra options you can add, like a sunroof. Up above, we have the controls for the dome lights, and then we can also press this, and it will slide down that rear window. Of course, a fan favorite for any Toyota 4Runner. And then we also have a sunglass holder up above with a basic mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, just grabbing the door handle and opening it up. Door panel's finished off just like we saw up front. You also have some padding for the armrest, a nice cup holder, grab handle, and some storage. Rear seats have the same fabric material with the cool two-tone. This can seat 3 people, and we also have an armrest with cup holders right in the center. You're gonna see your air vents down below, along with a couple extra plugs, and then storage behind both of these seats. To operate this, we do have our recline lever. Pulling that, you can slide this down, and they will tumble forward to give you a little bit extra cargo space. You could use this for storage. That massive bump there is for the hybrid battery, and we do have the access into the back. Closing that down and locking it, you can, of course, fold these nice and flat for better cargo space overall. So hopping into the back seat with the Toyota 4Runner now at 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, I have a couple inches of headroom. Knee room is really nice. Foot room, they're a little smushed under here. I can definitely feel the bottoms of the seat. Overall, it's a pretty useful back seat. You have a really good recline adjustment. I really can't complain with the overall seating. Just my feet are a little cramped. Land Cruiser is a little bit more roomy for your feet if you want the same thing, just a little bit more space. So overall, pretty decent family off-roader. Can't really complain all too much. Moving on to the cargo space, you can just press these buttons down here, and we have the power sliding rear glass. Opening that up gives you a really easy way to enter the cargo space, and then of course you can just press the up button and get everything to go up. They're also going to lock and unlock the actual liftgate. This one is going to get a manual liftgate, so we just manually pull that open, and we have a pretty good amount of storage. With the seats folded down flat, there's not too big of a bump given that hybrid system. However, to enter and exit, it might be challenging for your dogs just because you have this massive area. You're gonna get a nice hidden area underneath. This one's gonna get the plug on the right side, extra cargo. We have lighting, even lighting up on the pillars, and then there is a lot more storage all throughout where the fenders are. So overall, pretty good use of space, around 40 cubic feet up to around 80 cubic feet once you fold the seats down. Then we just have the grab handle up above, and we can easily close everything down. All right, so setting off now in the TRD Off Road 4Runner, we got that hybrid engine and just the more basic trim level. This is a pretty sweet new SUV. I think it's a pretty capable vehicle overall. And when you're driving it on the road, the hybrid drivetrain, honestly, I like a lot. It really gives you a good blend of pretty much everything. Slow speed maneuvering, you know, it's pretty easy. The steering has a nice feel to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. Turning circle, pretty sharp as well. And the overall view out, the windows are a little on the shorter side, so it feels a little bit more hunkered down, more like a tank than something ultra open like the Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser has a lot larger windows. But with this, when you accelerate, you can see the 2 gauges I have up. We have our turbo boost gauge and the max boost gauge, basically, which is the electric power. So you have turbo power and electric power all assisting this small 4-cylinder engine, which makes this thing effortlessly accelerate, which is a really nice touch. Also, you don't really hear the engine whining. It doesn't sound like a cheap 4-cylinder. I think this standard 4-cylinder is not something I would go for in a vehicle like this. I just think the hybrid is much better. It propels this a lot nicer and it doesn't sound like a cheap 4-cylinder. So I really like the hybrid drivetrain. It makes this 4Runner a heck of a lot more peppy than the old V6 ever was. And of course with towing, this is gonna out-tow the old one all day long. Visibility is pretty good. Like I said, you can easily see around, nothing really all too difficult when looking over your left and right shoulder. Seating position is really good. You can manually get this a lot lower as well as a lot higher. I think this is gonna be a nice comfortable SUV for a lot of different buyers. So I feel like I have a ton of room in here. Things you touch. Now you have the nice leather on the steering wheel and the shift knob. However, yes, you have a lot of hard plastics, which is a little bit of a downfall for the price point, and even the fabric seats when you don't go for the premium is a little downfall. I would only get the premium just because it feels a lot nicer. However, there are dealer add-ons you can get for like 1,500 bucks. You can actually get leather seat covering. So honestly, not a bad way to go to spruce up a basic TRD off-road like this one. So interior is not too bad. Just wish there was a little bit less hard plastic, a little bit more soft touch. It looks cool though. I don't even mind the smaller screen. I think it's integrated nicely and it's got a really cool like textured layered look to the interior. So it's a cool SUV to be in. It's basically the exact same as the new Toyota Tacoma. Not really anything different about the interior from the Tacoma. Driving it and ride quality, you can feel the bumps a little bit. A Land Cruiser is going to be a little bit more smooth on the road. However, this feels maybe a little bit more sporty. You know, the steering is responsive. It doesn't have a crazy bad body roll like you would find in a Wrangler or a Bronco. It feels like a nice rugged off-road SUV that is actually pretty good on the road. And when you compare this to a 5th generation Toyota 4Runner, I've had 4Runners in my life since I was 16 years old. So half of my life I've had 2 different generation 4Runners, and my biggest complaint was always the brake dive, body roll, and just the handling was awful in those things. This, it has a little brake dive, but it's not nearly as aggressive. It drives a lot better than the old 4Runner. So I think Toyota did do a really good job just making this a better platform than before, and yet you're not sacrificing any of the rugged off-road capabilities that a 4Runner owner is going to want. So my honest thoughts with the all-new 6th gen Toyota 4Runner. So I've seen a lot of the complaints with this. There's a lot of controversy with the newest Toyotas, the Tacoma, the Land Cruiser, the 4Runner. Biggest downfalls are definitely going to be the cheap hard plastics. I mean, this isn't a cheap car. Even if you get a real basic one for $48,000, you know, you're even cheaper feeling. And when I look at the 4Runners that we've had in my family, when I was 16, my dad bought a 1-year-old 2007 or 2008, and it was $22,000. And then fast forward 2016, bought a brand new SR5 4x4 Premium, $35,000. So needless to say, a cheap 4Runner now is still 10 grand more than the one that my dad's got with over 100,000 miles on it. So unfortunately, pricing has changed a lot, and honestly, you can't even compare a vehicle from 10 years ago to today. The prices are just not even remotely the same, which is an unfortunate thing that we all have to deal with. With that said, in today's market, this is what it is. So I would say for me, I would get the premium package for sure, just to give me the nice seats, the big screen, the vented seats, a few more bells and whistles throughout the vehicle, and it comes to a price around 63 grand. So not much more expensive than this particular one. I wouldn't do any of the dealer add-ons. I would just do the base car, no add-ons, just that premium package. And you know, I guess 60 grand isn't the worst for something that is a pretty cool vehicle. Now, my favorite thing is the hybrid motor. I'm not a fan of the standard 4-cylinder, quite honestly. I think it does sound a little cheap. That does give you the ability to have a 3-row though, so kind of a blend if you want that little bit extra space in the back. You know, maybe a good way to go. I wouldn't buy this to use it as a 3-row. I would simply just get the hybrid. When you give it some power, it is so smooth. I love watching the 2 gauges where you can see that EV power down low get you moving, and then the engine slowly comes on to carry the power and carry the acceleration. Now, reliability is going to be a big concern. A lot of people love the old V6. It is bulletproof. We all know that. However, with the 4 cylinders, the standard one, I could see that maybe not being nearly as reliable as the V6. I could see that probably being the case just because you're demanding a lot of boost, a lot of power, and a lot of work for a small engine. I get it. That turbo is going to be working hard. With the hybrid though, I feel like this is gonna be the reliable engine just because that EV power is going to take away all the stress from getting up and moving, towing something heavy, and is really gonna assist the engine and not really beat up the engine so much. You can go 4,000 RPM and move in this thing. You don't have to redline it. I noticed when we checked out the non-hybrid versions, those ones you're getting 5,000 to 6,000 RPM. You're definitely using that engine a lot more. So for me, hybrid's the way to go. And this is one of those vehicles where you just got to spend like 60 to 65 grand and get the nice one and call it a day. That's what I would go for. It's a lot of money. However, 4Runners have never been cheap. They were always more expensive than the competition. And time will tell if these are as reliable, as robust. But when you just drive it, of course, I can't test long-term because, you know, these are still brand new. As a driving vehicle, this does drive way better than the old one all day. It is more powerful, it is smoother, these seats have better maneuverability to them. The old ones still had plastic all over the place. It's not like Toyotas were ever covered in leather. However, yes, the plastic has gotten a little bit cheaper. But if you get a nicely spec'd one, while it's a good 10 to 20 grand more than a similar previous gen 4Runner, you're getting so much more capabilities. It's a better vehicle. It drives a lot better on the road. It's smoother, better off-road capabilities too. I mean, have you ever off-roaded in a hybrid? They are nice. That EV power assists you so much when you're rock crawling. So I'm a big fan of what Toyota's doing with this. I just think a little bit nicer materials, and then I wouldn't really mind the price difference as much. But I think overall, I think Toyota did a cool job updating the old vehicle. Pricing is what it is with today's market, so you kind of really can't fault them for that, quite honestly. But if you're looking for an off-road SUV that is actually rugged, body on frame, old school, that will have, you know, a more modern, up-to-date powertrain, the 4Runner is a way to go. It drives better on road than a Bronco or a Wrangler, and it's a lot more rugged and capable than the Honda Passport. So this is still gonna serve a nice market and I think be the SUV a lot of people were looking for. But that is it for today's video, checking out this more basic spec TRD Off-Road with that awesome hybrid engine. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. And then a big shout out and thank you once again to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this truck for today's video. Check out their website linked below, and I'll see you all in the next video.